Yo, salute everyone. Salute. Knicks Real Talk pregame show. Knicks versus Bucks tonight, man. We're gonna get it popping. Let's get into it, man. Salute everybody out there. Hope everybody had a good day, man. They ready to get in here and get it popping with us, man. Hope everybody ready to do it, man. Knicks got a game tonight down at the Deer District. We're gonna go down there and see if we can get a W, man. Got a lot of stuff to get into, man. Other than the game, we got a lot of news notes to talk about. So hope everybody had a great day. Like I said, I'm here, man. It's your host Divine, the host with the most, man. I'm in here ready to get it popping. Bring the panel in a little later on. We're going to break down everything, get into it, man. Tonight, 10 o'clock, Knicks in Milwaukee, and try to go in there and get a W, man, and get back at it, man. We took a major loss the other day down in Miami, got blowed out. It wasn't a good look for us, man, so we're going to try to rebound and respond and see what the team and Tibbs and everybody going to do tonight, see if they're up for the challenge, man. We're going up against the defending champ tonight in Milwaukee. Going to be a tough game, man. They got some great players down there. We get into all that, man, and all that stuff, man. So I'm here, man. Let's get into it, man. I'm here. I'm live. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm trying to keep that energy flowing, man. Let's get it popping and let's talk Knicks, man. That's what we're here for tonight. We ready to go do it, man. So, like I said, man, salute to the chat. Salute to everybody out there, man, wherever you streaming in from, man. You're gonna get in here and get it popping with us. Friday night Knicks, man. You already know what it is, man. It's gonna get popping tonight, hopefully. But it's gonna be an interesting game tonight. Gonna be on national TV again, man. Hopefully we can have some different results tonight. Go down here and try to eke out a victory, man. We need one in the worst way. It seems like the ceiling falling from under us right now with all the trade talk and the disappointment from the other day. So, it's not a lot of positive energy going around New York, man, other than our young guys are playing pretty good basketball. Everybody's right now is RJ Barrett. Other than that, man, it's just a lot of not good energy flowing around New York. So we're going to hope we can change that tonight. Get in there and get it popping, man, and bring about some different results tonight. Like I said, I'll bring the panel in later on. And we get it going, man. I'm ready to talk Knicks, man. That's what we're here for. Let's get it live. Let's get amped up, man. Let's get in here and talk about it, man. About this game tonight. Going to be an important game for us, man. See if we can find a way to get a win, get back to 2 games under 500. Because right now, nothing's not looking good. A lot of our fan base is really not feeling our team right now, man. It seems like it's like a disappointment so far. But, it ain't over yet, man. So let's hope we can rebound and respond. And it's going to be a tough game going up to get the defending champ tonight, but we got to go in there and play, though. Everybody wanted to see a little bit of changes here and there. So do I. So we're going to get into all that later when I bring the panel in, when I bring Shy in, when I bring KJ and Vince in. We're going to get into all that. We're going to talk about all that. We're going to break all this stuff down, man, and get it going, man. So like I said, man, you cats up north, all the way down the East Coast. If you're on the East Coast, be careful. We're getting some major winter advisory coming up and down the East Coast, snow, sleet, whatever. So y'all be careful out there and try to be safe. Get home and get wherever you got to get into and get protected, man. You don't know how this thing's going to turn out. But it's going to be pretty severe. So, in the meantime, man, we in here with Knicks Real Talk, man, on the pregame show, Knicks and Bucks. And it's your host, Divine. I'm ready to get it, man. And we're going to break it down and get into all the semantics, man, right now. Let's just go over the starting lineups right quick. That's what's so far tonight for what's going on. New York Knicks going to be starting Kemba Walker again, Evan Fournier, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. That's going to be the starting lineup as of 6 o'clock today for us. I knew it could change. You never know. For the Milwaukee Bucks guys, Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Bobby Portis. That's the injury report. Let's get to the injury report thing right now, man. Pretty much going to be Archer Cindo still questionable knee injury, illness. Left ankle, Noel's questionable. Left sore, Derrick Rose is out, and he's out, and that's about it. For the Milwaukee Bucks guys, we got Rodney Hood, doubtful injury, illness. Right Achilles soreness. Brook Lopez out, injury, illness. Back surgery, surgery. Matthews, Wesley, injury. He's also out, left contusion. So that's what it is with that, man. That's pretty much the injury report and the starting lineup for today. And so let's get into it, man. We got a lot to talk about today, man. We just really want to get into it and break it down and talk about it, man, because I think it's going to be a really interesting game going on tonight, man. But we got to get it tonight, guys. We got to go in there and try to get a W in the worst way. It seems like the sky is falling in New York right now around the team. There's not a lot of positive energy going on. Everybody questioning, the starters, the coaching, the organization. That's what happens when your team is losing, man. It is what it is. We got to deal with it. It's New York City. It's any other team as well. We ain't the only ones go through it. If your team ain't playing well, you're going to hear about it, man. You're going to hear about it. And right now we getting the ripples of it. It's a lot of trade talk. They're about moving players, and I'm interested to see what the chat talking about. I'm interested to see what you guys out there in the streaming world talk about, man. Send me your thoughts, send me your ideas, man. Come on, Knicks Real Talk. Subscribe to the channel. Get in here with us, and let's talk about it. We got some great minds that be up here in the chat, man. They got a lot to talk about, so we try to keep everybody informed. And the chat is where it's at. Them cats keep it popping up in there for us. So this is a great show to be a part of. Come in here with us, man. We be getting it. You know what I mean? We be getting it. Tell your family, tell your friends. Nick's Real Talk is real talk. You know what I mean? And that's what we do up in here. And we try to bring you the best content we can give you to let you see that we really about this thing, man. So let's just go get it. And tonight in Milwaukee, man, it's going to be a tough game. You got the defending champs, the reigning MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo. You got Chris Middleton. You got my man Drew Holiday. You just got some good players down there, man. They're going to go in there and get a popping today. Ex-Nick Bobby Porter starting at the center spot for them. Three-point shooter. He's a handful. He's gritty. So, it's going to be a fun matchup. But we got to watch all that stuff that happened to us the last game out, man. Just, throw it away. Throw it in the garbage, put it away, and see if we can rebound off this thing and come back and try to get a victory, man. We got a daunting schedule coming up the rest of the way, the second hardest schedule in the NBA. So, it's going to be tough. Like I said earlier, people think the sky falling in New York. What we going to do? We're going to fold to what? We're going to stay up in this thing, compete and battle and keep fighting and scrapping and try to find a way to get into the buy-in or the playoffs. Man, our expectation was real high this year. We fell real short so far. Disappointing to say the least, but we still not out of it. We still not out of it. We can still get this thing and make some noise. So I really want to see what it's going to be about right now, man, in New York City, man. We got to come and step up to the forefront and let these guys know that we still willing to fight and scrap for this thing, man. I don't call it New York Gritty Cities Committee for nothing. And hopefully they can bounce back and do that. So it's going to be real interesting tonight. And see how this thing go, man. Try to get a victory. It's gonna be hard fought game on the road down in the Deer District, but we got to get it popping though. We don't have no choice because I think we can't keep losing too many games with the schedule we got. Or the season looks like it's gonna be pretty much over, and we don't want to be there, man. We still at least try to get in the play-in, or if not, hopefully make a move and make a run and get back to up in the playoff about a 6th spot or something. It's gonna be tough, but it ain't over. But as a presently constructed the way we playing, it doesn't look good. So hopefully we can rebound about this thing, man, and get back in it. And hopefully this team can search so deep into their souls or whatever, and find a way to come together and get this thing popping. Because I do think that we're gonna go out, man. You got to go out fighting. That's just the name of the game. Go hard or go home. Hopefully we ain't ready to go home. We want to go hard. So it's gonna be interesting, guys. It's gonna be real interesting to see how this thing go down. I'm looking forward to the challenge. I know you guys are, man. But let's see how it goes. Let's see what Tibbs don't got up their sleeve tonight. Let's see if these guys can rebound. But I could say this for sure: if it don't go a certain way tonight and it don't look good coming out the gate, then it's going to be a long night. We can't give up a 30-point first quarter like we've been giving up, and getting behind 10, 11 points, then try to find a way to get back in it with the second unit and burning them out. And then once we do get back in it, we got to make sure our starters come to play tonight. Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson. Kemba Walker, if he's starting, they got to step it up tonight and make sure they don't let these guys get out and just start running them up early. Because if it is, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun. And thank God they're not in the Garden. If that happened they really get the boo birds early. So I think we got to really come out there and play tonight, man. And hopefully these guys had a day off to whatever to do some soul searching after that Miami loss, because that was disappointing to say the least. Starters minus 30s all up and down the board. And that starter unit's been a problem. And now with all the trade talk going on out there, a lot of our starters out there in the trade noise, Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, Randall, Burks, whatever, they all out there in the trade chatter. Let's see how this is going to affect these guys. Are they going to leave out that noise out there? They're going to go into the arena, act like they still want to be a Knicks, they still want to try to get in the playoffs. That's what's going to be the determining factor tonight. How are these guys going to respond to all this noise that's brewing around here? Starting to boil like a cup of coffee. It's starting to boil, it's starting to get hot, man. Everybody talking about the coach. So it's going to be interesting to see how they catch respond tonight down in Milwaukee. Are you going to let all this noise affect the way you get down? So let's hope not. Let's hope we bring our A game tonight, try to get this win, and then get back home to the Garden for 2 games in a row or 3, whatever the case may be. So we got to make sure we go hard tonight, scrap, compete, fight, put it down. And that's what it is, man, because it's going to be a long, long season if we start losing too many games in a row. So, and just to show you where our team is at overall, we'll get into that, man. I'm going to break down everything. I'm going to get into the stats with the team. Let's just throw that up there and see what that is about. And then after that, I'll bring my man Shaw Powers in here in a few minutes, man. he'll come in with me, and then I got KJ coming in a few, man. We all break it down and talk about it. We all get it popping. But right now, let me bring up these stats, man, and let you guys see, what's going on with our team right now this year, man. And after that, we can bring the panel and we talk about it. If you look at our team right now, guys, let's just start with the top player. Right now, Julius Randle leads the team in points per game, 18.7, down 6 points from last year. Rebounds, 9, almost 10 a game, 5 assists. Alec Burks got 1 point steal. Mitchell Robinson, 1 point blocks. And if you look at the player stats all the way across, Julius Randle played 47 games, started 47 games, 35 minutes a game, 18 points a game, down 6 points from last year almost. His rebound is down a little bit, 9.9, 5 assists, almost close to 1 steal, half a block basically. But the turnovers was killing Julius Randle, 3.5 per game. That's really hurting him as well. His PER is just 16 for 15.65. RJ Barrett is having a pretty decent season. He only played 42 games. He missed 5 games. He having 32 minutes a game, 17 points a game, right about where he was last year. He's rebounding at 5 or 6 rebounds a game, almost 3 assists a game, half a steal, a quarter of a block. He's pretty good, almost close to 2 turnovers. Personal foul, he sees his PER at 13.78. So we'd love to see that get up even more. Evan Fournier, 47 games, haven't missed one. 28 minutes a game, 13 points a game. You thought he was going to get a little bit more from Fournier, but 2.8 rebounds, 1 assist, not good enough to me. Almost 1 steal a game, and his PER is abysmal, 12.22. Kemba Walker, 28 games, 26 minutes, 13 points a game. He's not rebound, 3.2 from the point guard, not bad. 3.4 assists, which that could be higher, but his PER is only 15.26. So, Derrick Rose obviously been out only 26 games. He got a decent PER. He was scoring 12 points a game. We missed that. We missed the 12 points a game. Alex Burks, 11 points, 40, played all 48 games, seemed like. 11 points a game, 4 assists per game. Did a little better in that department this year, but his PER is high. It's not bad, 17.69. So Emmanuel Quickly, 12 points. His PER is pretty low. He averaged 10 points a game, 1 point lower than last year. So we like to see Emmanuel Quickly get that pop. I hope he can get his scoring going. Mitchell Robinson, not bad, man. 44 games. He only missed 4 games. That's not bad. 25 minutes a game, 8.4, 8 rebounds. It's not bad there, man. He got the best PER on the team, Mitchell Robinson. And as you can see, the rest of everybody else, Toppin, disappointing, only 15 minutes a game. I don't know what the Knicks think about with that, but he averaged 7 points a game, 3 more than last year. He got a PER at 18. That's not bad. I hope he get more time and get more burn. Quentin Grimes, 15 minutes a game, 5 points a game. I think he should be able to get his numbers up. He only got 11.21 PER, and obviously everybody else really wasn't playing that much. So, them the stats for the individual stats for the Knicks guys, and I just think that overall what stands out to me is the Julius Randle thing. He only got a 15.65 PER, and RJ Barrett 13.78. So you do like to see them things get better and get up and have a better number than that, man. And I think once we get to that level, we can get them guys up. It might be different, but right now it's not looking too good for these guys, man. But salute to the chat, Frank Matos and all that, man. I hope not Frank Monto that scary, man. I really do, man. I'm disappointed with that starting lineup. And I really do, man. I think they need to do that. I don't know if that, Frank, that's what it is right now. But for so far, I know that's what I heard them, the ones who starting. But then let me bring up my man. Shao Powell's gonna come in the building with me. We're gonna get it popping, and we can get it popping. Salute to the streets of buzzing. Streets buzz, Knicks buzz is in the building, man. Salute CT, my brother. Hope you're doing all right over there. Salute. And Shao Powell, what's good, fam?
Peace, Divine. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. Salute, man. We got a game tonight, man. Like I said, we down in Milwaukee. We got to go down there and get it popping. Gonna be a really, really interesting night tonight, man. We got to see how these guys bounce back. Do they got any resiliency? We got to see if they tapped out. I want to see if the Knicks tapped out. I want to see if you guys still believe that you win this thing. You still gonna go down there and get it popping, or did you guys tap out already? So this is gonna be an interesting game tonight, man. It really is, man. I'm looking forward to see what these guys are gonna do, how they're gonna respond. Shot Power, because that Miami game was not good. From a starting unit perspective, anyway. And I want to see what Tibbs going to do tonight, man. I don't know if he made any lineup changes. If you guys are aware of it, let me know. From the report I got, it's still the same starting 5, Shop Howard, but I was hoping that we came in there with a different lineup a little bit and critiqued it a little bit. But we'll see.
Yeah, well, excuse me. I was hoping to see a different lineup as well, but that's tips for you. Let's see what happens in these next couple of games, and see if they do something different. A lot of trade rumors about for the Knicks, and we'll see what happens in the next couple of games to come.
Yeah, real talk, man. Yeah, I definitely think it's gonna be. It's a lot of noise out there, man. It's tough. It's tough to keep up with. But for me, man, right now, just dealing with the keys to the game, man. These cats gotta go in there and compete, man. I'm hoping that these guys got energy in there because listen, they got a daunting task tonight. They got, like I said, they got the reigning MVP, the defending national champs. I mean, they got a good team down there. It's dogs all over the place, especially at the point guard spot with Drew Holiday. Then you got Chris Middleton and Giannis. And you got Bobby Portis, you got that dog in him. He come out and play hard. And these got that starting unit got to be able to go in there with a fighting mentality. And if they don't come in there with a fighting mentality, I think this game is over easy. You know what I mean? So hopefully tonight they come out there with a little bit more grit in them and going there determined and realize that this season ain't over. But if they don't come out there and show tonight, then the key to the game won't mean nothing because you're gonna have to rebound with these guys. You're gonna have to these guys defend very well. If you don't limit them turnovers and you don't hit them free throws, and it's gonna be a long night for the Knicks, man. Because like I said, Milwaukee, man, they there. They know what they got. They got pretty much almost the same team from last year, minus the player too, but they right back up in the fold. They still looking to get back to that championship thing, so they probably just maintaining to the playoffs come. So let's just see how it goes, Shaw Powell, and hope the Knicks can at least could be competitive with them. That's what I want to see tonight, how competitive we're gonna be. Because if not, we lose tonight, then we go 4 games under. And then I think after this, man, I know everybody in the streaming world gonna be like, okay, the Knicks is done, so they got to go out there and compete tonight.
Yeah, this game, once again, as we say it again, this is another big game for the Knicks, man. Um, what can we say, man? I hope that they come out with a little bit of energy tonight. Once again, I'm a little I'm upset about this starting lineup. I thought at least with all the chatter that's out there today that they would at least try to start somebody new, at least implement IQ into the starting lineup to see what happens. But I'm hopeful, like I'm a Knicks fan, and I think that they got a good chance to win this game tonight. They play very well against this team, and we see what happens.
Yeah, real talk, man. They gotta definitely go out there and play with a little bit more sense of urgency and a little bit more passion and get back to some mental toughness, man. Because I think that Miami game they got blitzed. They didn't know where hit them, came in like a Mack truck. They didn't know what hit them. And I just thought that first unit folded on us, man. I was so disappointed with that my post game showed on follow up. Y'all guys seen how I was ran in a sense because I was disappointed in that, man. So let's hope we don't have that same type of game tonight, and we come out there with a little bit more respect and more pride as players. You know what I mean? Don't let the young boy just show y'all up like that. That got to be to the starting lineup. That got to be kind of crazy to let your young youth like that let you know how it is how to compete in the ball game. You know what I mean? And I think that's to me, if your starters can't appreciate making money like that and being on the top of the food chain and on that team and not stepping up, and you got guys in there who hungry, not even making over 3, 4, 5 million, got to come in there and show y'all how to get it done. Then then when the trading deadline comes, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Because you should be playing better ball than that. You know what I mean? And I do think that we gotta show and prove. You know what I mean? We gotta show and prove and let them know that they got resiliency in them, they got fight in them. Because I really do think that it's starting to creep into the atmosphere. You know what I mean? Shaw Powell, like they players are starting to hear it. I'm quite sure you go on my platform, CT's platform, and BK's platform, everybody's platform. You hearing everybody talking about what the Knicks need to do with these players. So I do think that they better have some pride in themselves tonight and go out there and play a little hard and see if they can get a victory.
Yeah, like again, I just hope they come out with a little bit of energy. That's what they need to come out with. They gotta act like they want to win tonight, man. And we are having a problem with the starting unit. One of the main reasons why I was hoping to see at least a little shakeup in the starting unit but maybe soon to come. Maybe soon to come because something's about to happen, and I don't think it's going to be a super duper big shakeup, but who knows what's in the minds of this front office, and see what we can
Mm-hmm.
try to get together and put together and put a team out there that's at least can try to make the play in. We're in big trouble right now too, man. I think Atlanta is right on our tail too, man, and they had a couple of games that they won in a row. So let's see what happens in these next couple of games.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it ain't over, but if they don't come with a sense of urgency and get back to being competitive and being able to take a couple of bruises here and there, a couple of they got to just play hard, man. I mean, I think look at the second unit and look at the first unit, Shaw Powers. The difference is they playing hard.
Right.
They play hard. They play with energy. They committed to sharing the ball. They're not keeping the ball isolating. I mean, I just think that the second unit is playing so much good basketball to me, and it's a shame that it had to be that way because I think it should have been a little bit more different. That these guys is playing harder than the starters. I mean, you brought in all this. You brought in. Think about that money that's up there. Other than RJ on his rookie deal, and Mitchell on $1 million, and that's what's so interesting to me. The two guys in that starting lineup who playing the best is the ones not even making money. And I think that's pretty interesting to me that Mitchell Robinson making 1.8 and Bradford on his rookie deal, and them the two best players in that starting lineup right now that's playing consistently. It's a shame. And the ones who making all the money, Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, and Kimber, they're not even really playing hard. So it just seems like it's just a different dynamic, man. I don't understand it, and I hope it can't be about money. But at the same time, I think Fournier 10 years in the league. I think Kemba Walker 10 years in the league. Randall 6, 7, 8, whatever, 8 years in the league. They done been here, man. So I want to see, like I got up on the thing. I want to see that youth movement. It's time, if we're not gonna get a pop into the playoffs, then let the youth movement begin. Get rid of these contracts. And then and I think the fan base will be happy with the youth movement, to rebuild and get it going the right way, and get some guys in here who got energy, who want to play. And you look at Obi Toppin last couple of games, man. I'm like, yo, the way this cat was playing in Miami, the ferocity he playing with, the energy, so it's gonna be interesting, guys. We got about 7 days, 8 days, and then let the games begin. But real quick, man, I'm just getting back to the team overall. I just want to bring up the team splits, man, and I'm just going to go through it, not the whole team, the players, but the actual team itself. And I think this is crazy. It's important for us to see that. Guys, look at the team splits, and what they're doing with that. And if you look at the Knicks numbers overall, which I think is a telltale sign of everything that we're going through, Shot Powers, is you look at the team splits totally. The field goal percentage 43. That ain't good. 43%. 3 points, made attempted percentage 35%, league average. Foul text 75%, not good. That should be up in the 80s or close to the high 70s. And so if you're looking at the splits, man, this team is they're not performing well. You know what I mean? As a whole team. And I think that's important for us to know that on that end of the ball, we're not playing well there. You know what I mean? And our efficiency rating is not good. So I think if you look at that overall, man, 37% field goal percentage. You make 37%. You taking 85. You only making 37. That's that offense is not working right now. You know what I mean? And so I do think that you look at the splits and all the players, man. And a lot of that good stuff is coming from the bench. So I say that to say that we got to find a way to get these starter guys going, man. Get Julius Randle and these guys going, because if not, it's going to be a long rest of the year. Then everybody's going to be really tripping then. So let's just see how this thing go tonight, man. Let's see if Ted's bringing some guys tonight, man, and have a short leash. I would like to see Shot Powell and Tibbs have a short leash tonight. If they go down early, snatch them early. I really this is a big test for Tom Thibodeau too. His name is, he's not getting a lot of love from New York Knicks fans as well, because they don't like the decision he's making with the players, and things that when the lineup need to be taken out, who need to be coming out early, who need to be starting. So he's going through it too, and rightfully so, because he's the head of the snake. You know what I mean? And then after that is Julius Randle. So they get everything they get right now. They don't turn this thing around. 'Cause to me, the Knicks are underperforming, and I just think that it's time for coach to either turn these guys around and get these players to play, or sit them down and get them out of there.
Yeah, facts, Divine. Let's see what happens, man. I was expecting at least to see IQ in the lineup tonight, and with him not in the lineup, meaning that's going to take minutes away from a lot of the secondary players like a Reddish and stuff like that. So hopefully, Tibbs doesn't run the starters to that 8-9 minute mark, almost 11-minute mark of the game, and start substituting. Hopefully, he can probably start the same players but substitute a little quicker. That may help a little bit and get some of these young guys a little bit more time on the court, because uh, watching the young guys, they're exciting. You see them on the court, they ready to play. They running up and down. They trying to play together, hitting shots together. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. Because if you think about it tonight, man, you look at the matchup tonight. Just Bobby Portis and Mitchell Robinson. Here's the thing with that: Bobby Porter's going to stretch Mitchell Robinson. He's going to stretch him. He's going to stretch Mitchell Robinson tonight. Then Julius Randle going up against Giannis, and not normally Randle's up for these big superstar matchups. You know what I mean? So let's see what he's going to do tonight. He's up against Giannis Antetokounmpo tonight. Going to be a daunting task for him. RJ and Chris Middleton. That's who Randall RJ. That's who you want them to be. You want Randall RJ to be a Chris Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I thought that was the next maturation in both of them. I thought that the reason why you signed Randall back, maybe you extend Randall and extend RJ, was to see that type of growth right there with Giannis and Chris Middleton growing up together. But it seems like it don't look that way right now at the rate Randall going. But then you look at the point guard spot. I don't know why you got Kemba Walker trying to hold down Drew Holiday. And that's what I don't understand. I think sometimes you should go by the game matchups. Okay, do you think this guy can hold down Chris Middleton? I'm not Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday. I don't know if he can't hold him down on the defense end. And then Chris Middleton Drew Holiday is a supreme defender. So that's going to be interesting to see how that pan out, because I do think that until we get that point guard situation resolved in New York one way or other, whether it's what we got on the team or we bring a trade in, it's always going to be a detriment to what we're doing right now.
Yeah, like CT says, salute CT. Let's see how Randall's body language is tonight. See if he's more a part of the team than a piece of the team. Let's see if he's more integrated into trying to win the game tonight or just playing the game tonight. We got some big things that I wasn't expecting to see this year, man. I wasn't really ready to, I didn't think Randall was going to be like 6-7 points under what he was doing last year. I thought he was going to regress a little bit, but this is a totally different Randall. This is even worse than his first year here, when he was doing that 360 turnaround in the lane, and everybody was talking about that. He's playing even. He's not with the team right now, man, and it shows right now. And for him to be our number one, he's really not playing like a number one.
Facts. Yeah, man. What's interesting to me, and CT brought a great point. It's interesting to see his body language tonight. It really is, because he got to be hearing the noise. You can't escape it in New York City. You know what I mean? You in the media capital of the world. You got us and blogs and news. Sports news talk shows and everybody, man. So I'm quite sure he's hearing it, and he hearing it like that. So I'm really dying to see, how he going to handle this thing, because I do think that it's going to be interesting to see how Randall come out there tonight and play. Because I just think that overall, I would wish, don't wait till 1 minute to put him out the game in the first quarter. Give Obi that. If Randall playing that way right now, bring Obi in with 5 or 6 minutes. You know what I mean? Bring Obi in with 5 or 6 minutes. and you can do that. You know what I mean? You don't wait till the like 1 minute then to bring Obi in. And I just think that they got to get up out of that. Let them guys, everybody should get those splits with the minutes, man. And what I'm gonna do is, guys, let me go take a quick segment break. Y'all don't go nowhere. Let's get a pop. I'm gonna bring KJ in the building, and let me go take a segment break, man. Then we'll come back in and we'll keep it popping, man. Knicks Real Talk, the pregame, you know what it is, man. Knicks versus the Bucks at the Deer District. We're gonna get it popping. We're gonna do that, man. So let me do this right here. I'll be right back in a few minutes, and we just get it popping, man. Let's go. Salute everybody. We back, man. We got KJ Vince in the building with us, man.
Salute,
KJ, how you doing tonight, my brother?
Devon Shaw, Knicks Real Talk family. Salute everybody.
What's going on?
Here for this Nick talk. Let's get into it, fellas. I'm pretty sure you guys covered the basic stuff of starting lineups and who we want to see, what's going on with our team and trade talk. But you know what? The most part, these guys just got to get back to playing fun basketball. It doesn't look fun for them anymore out there. Just get back to playing simple basketball and have fun with it. And listen, if a guy doesn't have it, bring a guy in quicker and then what you're doing out there. Don't keep a guy in 7-8 minutes in the first quarter with the same starting unit and we go down by 10, 15 points and still expect that team to come back in and bring us back. So it's just that Tibbs has to do a better job of identifying when these guys don't got it to bring other people in when they can get it, you know?
Yeah, real talk. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. You got to make them changes early. Don't wait till we get out of hand and then put all that pressure on them young guys to try to get you back in the game. Substitute accordingly. But I think it's to the point now where it's not fair to let these guys stand there and muck up the game, and then you asking these guys to come in there to try to get you back in the game. Sharp Howard, I don't think that's the way it should work. I think you substitute accordingly. If you don't see the body language is real good, you don't see the chemistry and everything is going according to where you think it should go, I think Tom Thibodeau should make early adjustments, make quick in-game adjustments early. If you see Randall or RJ or anybody, if they just not really, they body language is not with intensity, do like Jeff Van Gundy, say pull them. Pull them, bring them in, bring the next man in, and let them young boy to keep it going. Don't wait till they get too far out of reach. I just think that's a bad move. And you putting a lot of pressure on these guys to pick up the slack for some slackers. I don't think that's fair. I think Tom Thibodeau needs to make that adjustment real early tonight.
I would hope so. But you know how Tibbs play, man, and you know what Tibbs is going to do. The other night, when we played Miami, he called the timeout and he sent the same team back out on the floor. On the next timeout, he sent the same team back on the floor. So I'm not surprised that we're seeing the same starting unit come out tonight. I'm like I said, I'm still optimistic, man. I think these Knicks, they have to know. I'm pretty sure they're on these streams. They see in Twitter and Instagram and all these things, man. And I know some of the players, at least you could tell, some of the players understand, and some of the players just not getting it this year, and it makes it tough, man. But I'm up for the game tonight, man. I think we played well against this team here. We have a pretty decent win-loss record against these guys, so let's see what happens tonight.
Hey KJ, what do you think, man? Keys to the game for you, man. What do you want to see out this team tonight, and what do you think you need to see from just from that overall the keys to the game? What do you think you need to see for this team to be able to pull out a victory there tonight?
Free throws. Got to make our free throws for one, and we hitting our 3-pointers. Those are the two keys for me that I know that if we're on the money with those two things, 3-pointers and the free throws, regardless of our team playing, if we can make our free throws and 3-pointers, we win the game. But the main thing is right now is just identifying when guys don't got it, to bringing the next man up, because that next man that's sitting on that bench could be the reason why you come back. Right now, we're looking for a story. We're looking for a Jeremy Lin story right now. We need someone. We need what D Rose did last year. We need someone right now, and it could be Cam Reddish. It could be Deuce McBride. It could be Jericho Sims. We need someone right now other than these starters that are not getting the job done. It could be Grimes too as well. So something, a mix-up. But the thing is, I don't want to have to think like that as a Knicks fan, because that's not winning basketball. So what's the mix-up right now? But Coach Tibbs and his staff have to figure that one out, fellas, for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. I think he got to be more precise on what he's doing with, man. Let make sure they rebound. They got a dawn task up there, man. Like Giannis and Bobby Portis and they're great. Bobby Portis not a great rebounder, but he will rebound. But you got Giannis and Chris Middleton down there, man. That front line is pretty huge. You know what I mean? And I do think that they're gonna have to really have their hands full tonight. They have to go hard, like I said, man, and play with all the energy they can play with shot power, because them dudes got them dogs down there. That's one thing. I mean, everybody's always tripping about Bobby Portis on this. Bobby Portis was a dog. He had mentality. He had that bark in him. You know what I mean? You miss that. The Bobby Portises of the world and the Bullocks and the Alpha Payne, they have bark in them. You know what I mean? We missing that. We missing that. You know, in a big way this year. So you know, you got to go in there and be able to bark what he got tonight. Giannis got all the energy in the world. You know, one thing I can say, God, I know RJ Barrett up for the task. I know that. I love the other day, and that even though we lost that game, when I think we Bam Adebayo had made a bad play, RJ got him with the length of the floor. You seen him in Adebayo, how Wade got back? That's what I'm talking about. You're like, nah, you know, you got to bring that fight to these dudes, man. And I think tonight they got to bring the fight to it. If they don't bring the fight tonight, it might be a long night, Shot Powers. And let's hope they come out with a sense of urgency and got some fight in them tonight.
Yeah, my keys is always the same, man. Pace. If they don't run pace tonight, we might have a long night to watch. They definitely have to get out there and rebound, and once again hit those free throws. A lot of these games in the last couple of games that we lost were for all about free throws, and we got to get off of that 70% free throw shooting. We got to get somewhere in the high 70s or low 80s if we even think that we're going to try to make a move towards anything. Salute, Queen.
Yeah, Queen. Salute to the Queen. Yeah, absolutely, man. It as like I said, it's where they at. It's where you play at. You play in New York City. You play in it, man. So you know, for me, God, though, real quick though, the first unit, chemistry and inconsistency. That's a problem. That first unit, that chemistry and inconsistency. It seemed like Julius Randle and God never was on the same page the whole year to me. I think they just so inconsistent. You know what I mean? Like KJ used to nail that to KJ early in the season, nailed it to the door. He always said the inconsistency and it's short and it's rear and it's ugly head. They just never consistent. You know what I mean? And the body language don't look good. Julia's body language don't look good. You know what I mean? Fournier body language don't look good. And it just like they giving up competing, KJ. And you brought that up, you know, early in the year. You know, I was like, he pretty much there. And I was like, maybe it's too early, but now we done got to this point. So everything pretty much that you talked about is pretty much a reality. They just don't have no consistency on it in that starting lineup whatsoever.
Right, and just by looking at this team, even if you don't play basketball, but if you look at the team and see how they're playing, and night in, night out, some game we just don't know what Knicks team is going to show up. We don't know what Knicks team, and that's scary when we dealing with the Eastern Conference right now, because like we was predicting this team was going to win 50 games, 55 games, just based on the preseason they had. Shooting on them threes. They had like 26 games in the preseason. So we're like, oh, we never seen that before. So of course they got us souped up. They got to say, you know what? Oh, this team is doing something. And a lot of us sat on here and said, you know what? This Knicks team is better than last year. We laughed at when they Vegas said or they're gonna have 41 wins. We're like, nah, ain't no way. But obviously somebody knew what they was talking about. But you know, it's funny how this team is. Like nights we sit back, we look at this team, we say, man, this team is unstoppable. Other nights we like, what's going on? Like, and it has a lot to do with the leader. You're only going as far as your leader's gonna go. And right now, our leader is not taking it. And our leader is in Julius Randle. But, you know, but maybe it's competition. He sees what RJ's doing. It's like, oh, man, oh, well, it's not caring. And we need someone to really care. Because guess who's going to suffer? It's us as a Knicks fan that's going to suffer. But guess what? We're such a loyal fan base. We're going to sit here and watch all 82 games, regardless of what our record is. So salute to all the real Knicks fans of Knick Real Talk.
Salute.
Because, you know, let me say, we the last of the dying breed. We're not going nowhere, but I'm just saying, come on, man, like, give a little effort, you know, feel like what we feel like. And, you know, you guys are getting paid millions of dollars. We're just here because we're Knicks fans, and all we want is a little effort. So, but Devon and Shy, if they show the effort, and I don't think it'd be, even if they're losing, but they show effort, they're losing, it'd still be a problem because they're losing, but at least show us something that you want to be here and compete, because guess what? We need to know, are you going to be with us for the next 3, 4, 5 years to build to this championship level team? And right now, it looks like a lot of players won't be here based on the way they're playing.
Yeah. A-Shot Powell, and that's why, you know, I put that in there. The way they play in that first unit, it's no cohesion whatsoever. It's just like, you know, they try one game, 2, 3 games, they take off, you know, and you try again. Like tonight, let's say tonight they go out and put up a brilliant effort tonight, but then they come out the next game and the starting lineup flunk it up again. We was 8-3 not too long ago, 8-3 in 11 games. What happened? You know what I mean? What happened in that starting unit? And I think I'm gonna tell you what happened. Kemba Walker and Randall getting into that situation with the fans. I think that just messed everything up. I think Kemba Walker coming back to the Knicks, 1-5 in the 6 games he was here, and in 1 game we won, he didn't even play. 1-5 in the last 6 games, and the game we won, he did not play. Randall with that shut the you know what up, thumbs down, just got all up in his head. And you know, I think that's when the snowball started to create an avalanche. I think the snowball started turning into a big snowball. Then it got bigger. It's getting bigger. And it's rolling down a hill, and the snowball starting to get like a big one. And I just think that's what happened. I think them two are the key things to me. The reason why we in the situation we in now was them 2 reasons right there. I think him coming back to that starting lineup, and Julius Randle when he went to that situation. I just think that it just threw the balance off real bad, man. So the chemistry ain't there, the inconsistency right there. It seems like look like some guy don't care. And here's another thing y'all got to take it. What Evan Fournier said in the media the other day. To me, I don't know how y'all took that. I took that as a shot at the coaches. But about when the office, the way it's blah blah blah, that had to be thrown at the coaches, Shot Powers. So I just think that, you know, it's like a snowball rolling right now. Other than you know, the chemistry and inconsistency, I think that's part of it as well.
Yeah, he wasn't lying when he was saying a lot of that stuff. The coach, the Tibbs, man, I don't even know how to put a piece of tape on anything, man. These guys are really stinking it up, man. And all we could hope for is for them to come out, maybe make some trades or something like that to shake up the lineup or something like that. But without Randall having his heart in the game, his head ain't in the game as well. So we go as far as Randall, and we don't go anywhere with Tibbs with the team that he has right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. We'll see. I think the next couple of games is important. If we lose 2 or 3 games in a row, it's a wrap. I can tell you that right now. It's a wrap. I really believe that. But the reason why I say it's a wrap, I think the team just gave up. You know what I mean? I think if let's say we lose the 2 or 3 games in a row after this, I think the team done tapped out. I really all I could think that the team is tapped out. I just don't think they're going anywhere. I think they with the trade noise, I just think that it's going to affect them. I think these, like I said earlier, and maybe a week or two ago, when that trade noise started coming out, you start hearing your name. Do you handle this like a grown man, or you let it affect you like a young man? You know what I mean? And I think now that you're hearing Fournier name out there, Kemba Walker, Alice Burks, Apostle Randall, and they might have been hearing it before us, guys. Let's be real. They might have heard it before us. So they're like, well, whatever. You know what I mean? What would be the other reason why you don't come out and give 100% effort every night, knowing that you're getting paid? You know what I mean? If nothing else going on, what would cause you not to come hard every night, KJ? If you know, other than to me, that they might be hearing the rumblings, and they just not there. Look at how Alice Burke's been playing lately.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We know it must be some internal stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a team to fall off this drastically by bringing in more shooters and more people that could put that ball in the hole and do certain things on, so we know the things that worked for them last year is not there right now. It's just something is off and it's internal fighting going on. We know that's there, but guess what? These guys got a games to play. And like these next couple games, it's going to get very scary out there for us. And my thing is, if it's going to get scary, look, Milwaukee, Sacramento, Memphis, Lakers, Utah, Denver, Golden State, the Thunder, Brooklyn, and Miami. That's our next 10 games. So my thing is, forget the analytics of the games coming up. Whatever players is going to play their hardest out there, I'm playing it. That's 1 through 15. Going forward, because guess what? If it's not working right now, and we're not blowing us up, we're not doing a trade, you got Karen Bettis playing 15 minutes in the past 3 games. You just got that guy over here. We need to see what he got. Sit some of these guys down and just play those guys that want to really be out here and let it be what it's going to be. Now, some fans might say, well, the time that Julius Randle was on COVID, we didn't win any games, right? Okay. But guess what? He came back. Now he's back to the same old thing. At this point, it doesn't matter. Play people who want to be out there on that floor, because guess who's suffering? It's us that's suffering right now as a Knicks fan.
Yeah. I think really, to me, and I agree with what saying. And all Tibbs got to do is just play him a little more. So and I think that's the problem. I think the people feeling like Tibbs is not being fair, and he's giving favoritism to them guys. And I think that's the problem in that you give a favoritism to Randall, you give a favoritism to Fournier and them. And like I said, he got bosses too. If the front office like, nah, you got to be paid. We didn't pay them money to sit down. At this point, I'll be like, listen, guys. If I was Thibodeau, I'd go to Leon Rose and be like, listen, I got to play these guys. I know they're making a lot of money, but they stinking up the joint. I got guys in here who playing hard, putting a lot of effort in, and it's not fair to them. It's not fair to them. I think that's where they got to get to in New York. Just because you making a lot of money don't mean you deserve to play. And I think Tibbs got to put a shorter leash on Randall and all them guys. Put a shorter leash on them. You know what I mean? If you stinking up the joint, sit them down, man. I mean, I think that's what you call accountability to me. And I think that's a problem going on in New York City right now. Sharp Powers is that. I think a lot of them young guys like Obi was getting frustrated. I know Obi was getting frustrated to a degree. Like, okay, when I'm playing not good, you snatch me out in 2-3 minutes. But when Randall and I'm not playing good, they get to play a whole quarter. That's a bad message you sending. It's a bad message, Sharp Powers. You sending a wrong message to these guys that it's all right for the star player to stink up the joint, but when we do it, we get held accountable. And Fournier and Randall and Kemba and them don't get held accountable. I think that's the wrong message they sending right there. And I think he got to fix that. Them cats, make that leash shorter, man, and then you take it from there.
Yeah, well, it would be good if I was saying this, instead of running the starters all the way down to that 8 to 11 minute mark before you make a move is going to be detrimental if we do that tonight. I think we need to keep fresh legs out on the court. I think we need to have some substitutions, 6 minutes, 7 minutes into the game. get some of these young guys that are really wanting to play, and run RJ with them. Put RJ, see some more RJ. Let's finally see RJ run with Cam Reddish. I don't think we've
Exactly.
seen that
Nope.
play at all since they've been there 15 minutes, and I don't think neither one of the guys was on the court at the same time. So let's see RJ with Reddish and a Grimes and maybe Obi Toppin at the same time. See what that unit could probably do. Maybe throw Mitchell Robinson in there also, because I think that five right there is hungry and they looking for something, and I think they want to come out and produce. And I just hope tonight is a night that Tibbs change his rotational minutes. You know, Randall could, if you still want to give Randall 30 minutes tonight, let's make it a little different than what you usually do. Let's put him 5-7 minutes here, 6-7 minutes here, 4 or 5 minutes here, and then if you want to close the game out with him, give him the whole close him out, then to start him for 11 minutes. That's my big thing tonight. I just want to see my thing tonight. I want to see RJ and Reddish play together on the court and see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you both. You got 100%. Salute to Sid Nick. Absolutely, I agree with that as well. Because here's the thing with me. If you let's say you go the first 6-7 minutes, you switch Randall out, give him a timeout, give him some energy rest. You know what I mean? Because now this is what you do. You take Randall out, you let him play the whole first quarter almost. Then you bring Obi in. Soon as Obi get 4 or 5 minutes, you snatch him back out. Now Randall got to come back in again.
Yeah.
You don't in the first
all
half.
The time.
You got to stop it. You know, you keep that's not you got to take all them starters should play right now the way they playing because of how inconsistent they playing. Other than RJ and Mitch, the mother cat shouldn't be getting no more than 6 minutes in the first quarter. Take them out. Bring the young guys in. Let them recoup. Let them recoup for 6 minutes. Get their mind right. Get their energy right. And then you can bring him back in. But I think Randall the one he do it the most to. It seems like Randall get to play a whole 20. He get to play a whole 11 minutes, and I don't think that's what Tibbs should be doing right now at this point in the season. I think Obi has earned. I think Obi earned it to come in there early. Let that young man come in there and get a rhythm. Let Obi Toppin come in there and get a rhythm for the rest of the first quarter. Let Randall take a break. And then when that means Obi got about 5 or 6 minutes in the first quarter. So when Randall come back in, he's still fresh. You know what I mean? And I think Tibbs got to work on how I think them lineups, that Randall thing, that experiment, keeping them in there for all that long, it's over. It's over. You know what I mean? And I think the same way with Fournier. You can't leave these guys in there for half that thing, man, and then bring them young boys in there, expect them to clean up their mess. KJ, I think Tibbs got to react. He got to read and react a little more earlier now, and realize that your first unit, the ones in the first unit who's not really playing well right at the time, make a move, get them out of there.
Right, but you know what, D and Sha, I think it's just Tibbs. That's just him. You know, I'm pretty sure he is talking. It's just him, his stubbornness that's going to say, you know, we all can see this a mile away that the lineup needs a different change up, and you don't have to put them guys out. But the thing is, we know Tibbs is not going to do it. He's going to stick to his regimen. He's been coaching this year. I think he even said something like that in the press conference one time, like, I'm the coach. So it's like, if you're the coach and you see this, what does Leon Rose and Wild Wild West think? Like, hey, look, man, this ain't working, man. We know you was coach of the year last year, but we in a situation now. How are you going out the situation? If not, you might not be our guy moving forward, because guess what's going to happen? What's going to happen with these young guys that see that they know the inner workings of Tibbs right now? Can he really entertain us? Can he switch his coaching style up? And the answer is no right now, because we don't see any switch up in him right now, especially when it comes to Julius Randle. D, I agree with you 1,000%, both of you guys, you and Sha, because you should not be playing Julius Randle the whole first quarter, sub him out, and then with 8 minutes left in the second quarter, you bring him back in. When didn't Obi have like 16, 18 points last game? Let the man live for a little bit, and then you bring the guy back in for a little bit, sign up for the third quarter, bring him in and out. Like, so, exactly. Jeff Van Gundy said the same thing. So it's like, when you got a guy in Jeff Van Gundy from like that knows Tibbs does this. Like, I think it's just Tibbs being stubborn, and unfortunately, guys, it's going to be the end of our season soon if he continues the same lineup because it's not working.
Yeah, fact. Real talk. I kept that up there for a long time because I think CT, the Streets of Butler Flu, hit a nail right on the head. In my opinion, Kemba Walker signing was the cause of the dysfunction. It threw a monkey wrench in everything. It threw a monkey wrench in the way Randall see things. It do a Randall Pipes like, oh, now y'all coming and showing him love and this and there, and then he playing a point guard spot. He ain't got the defense. He iffy. Tiz benched him for. I think it was CT. I'm glad you put that up there because I think it has a lot to do with it. And and Sin Nick, you're 100% right. Jeff Gundy saw it, and I seen it. You know what I mean? It's real. And Queen's Court said the same starting lineup tonight as reported. So I thought I was going to see something different. Maybe I just was going off of feelings and emotions the other day because I was so disappointed in the team. I was thinking the Tibbs needed to shake that lineup, and I still think he do. And tonight they come out there and the same result happens. I don't know how to go about that, man. I gotta wonder what Tibbs in the front office, what they talking about. I mean, I'm just curious. So Tom Thibodeau said, listen, give these young guys the burn. I'm giving you, because I'm giving you the green light to let these guys get all the minutes. We ain't worried about the dollars. You know what I mean? Just go there and do what you need to do. If you think this guy don't need to play, then don't play him. I'm wondering if the front office giving him the leeway to do that, and he probably just haven't bought into it yet. He's probably still, you got to remember about Tibbs. He still think that he probably got a chance to still do what he got to do, and I understand that. But you still got to switch up the philosophy a little bit. I think the Knicks still can get to the play-in. I still think they can. I still think they can get to the playoffs if they. But he got to change up some of the ways he's playing basketball right now to make that happen. But shortening the leash on some players and giving some players a little bit more minutes who's earned them. I think that's what Tibbs should do. I don't think the Knicks by any means out of this thing. You're not over till you're over. You're not out of it till you're out of it. You know what I mean? Once the season say that you mathematically out of it, you're never out of it. But I just think that it's hard, Shop how to just to think that if we start with guys tonight, this is the only thing we really can do tonight. We already know what the starting lineup is. Let's see how long he keep them in there. That's all we can see. That's pretty much all we could really say is, okay, they start the same five. Let's see what he's gonna do in the game. If you're gonna take him out earlier and things of that nature, that's what we're gonna have to see tonight, how that thing pan out.
Yeah, that's the one big thing that we all are looking for tonight. The substitutions. And as a Knicks fan, man, and I know the fan base thinks that a lot of fan base says the same thing. Tibbs substitution, the way he makes substitutions is maybe ailing the team. Now, this year, maybe that could be somewhat true. Last year, he did the same thing. It wasn't much difference from what he did last year.
Yep.
Remember last year, we was talking about Elfrid Payton running the point guard, not making no points, playing the whole first quarter and stuff like that. So it's not nothing different that Tibbs is doing. Maybe it just is the players that we have on the team that makes a difference. So I just hope that like we all said, like you said, KJ, like you said, Divine, if we can make these substitutions a little earlier, it'll give the starting unit a little more time to take a breather and get back into the game. The way he does his minutes, the way he lays his minutes out to his guys, he runs them a little long, and if he could shorten it up the first three quarters and then pour it on into that fourth quarter, I think we have a chance tonight.
Yeah, a great point, Shop. I'm glad you pointed that up because he actually is coaching the way he coached last year. I just think it's different than the players. I think Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker, that's why what CT said, in my opinion, Kemba Walker signing was to call the ball is. He's 100% right because he's doing the same thing he did last year. He's doing the exact same thing he did last year. And and the only thing different this year, you just ain't got them dogs here. That's part of it. It's part of it. It's not all play, but it's part of him. That's part of his coaching too. I'm gonna go 50-50. because you remember how bad Fournier was playing at the beginning of the season. You see how with Noel wasn't here and Kimba sat out. He benched him. He wasn't playing consistent, and you know what? And I think that's a lot to do with it as well. So, but now I think Tibb got to find a way to to make this thing work for him. And I think it starts first. Don't let Julius Randle play no whole first quarter. If you bring Obi Toppin in tonight with 1 minute left in the game, that's going to be a telltale sign to me. It really is, man. It's going to okay, Tibb. Either you that stubborn, or you just like, you know what? Because you got, I think the Knicks going to go. I think they're going to try to invoke some of this energy with these young guys. They need that, KJ. They just need to do that. I mean, you have no choice. You got to get that young energy up in there. The league got a bunch of young talent in there that's playing hard. They running, they gunning. I mean, and you got guys who ain't bringing the passion like RJ and Mitch. And it's a shame because I think Randall was a good ball player. He make his bonehead plays. He do his turnovers. Sometimes but he got talent. That's what's so disappointing. The man got talent, and he's just not using it to the best of his ability this year. And I think that it's starting to show it rear its ugly head. And now that you hear the noise from us, he brought it on himself. And whether it was right for us to get over crazy about when he said what he said, but he still brought it on himself. And I think he got to find a way to rectify that. You know what I mean? But the best way to do that is let your game talk. You know how we say money talk, BS walk? Well, you know what? Your game should talk in BS walk. Let your game talk for you. Let your game talk, let the BS walk. And if you can't let your game talk for you, he's going to go through this. And that's why I brought that up earlier when I think, matter of fact, Queen Court asked this on the show, would you trade Julius Randle? I mean, I think it was a couple of streams ago. And the only reason I said yes, because I don't know if he's going to go through 4 years of this. Mentally, I don't know if he's going to be able to handle this for 4 more years of that contract. That was the only reason I said trade him, because I don't think he's going to be able to handle this for 4 more years of New York media and us. Right. If he's having a bad game.
D, and not only that, if you look at the way he played last year, now I got to go back last year because we're assessing these 2 years for him. Mm-hmm. The man was phenomenal. But when he got to the playoffs, he did not show up. He's playing the same way he did now as he played in the playoffs. He didn't show up. Now, say this happens. We make the playoffs this year. But Julius had the same year last year in the playoffs. See what I mean? Like, what did we do? So it's like, my man, why you can't play that way? So it's like, you know what? If we have all these questions right now, and when you question yourself so many times, you got to go with your first instinct. Mm-hmm. Sell wise high. Right now, we can sell them off. Why not? Because blow it up. It's not getting any better now. Why not? Let's start over. Sign these young vets. The Knicks want to go in that young 24, 25, 26, that era. But, we got some pieces to match that right now. So why not? We can get something for them. I'm for it, too, because it's not working right now. And let's ship them off to a contender. Whoever's going to take them, take them. But if I don't see us changing these next 10 games, guys, with him. And also I want to ask you guys a question. Mm-hmm. When we first signed Kemba Walker this year, but I'm going to tell you, I want to know how y'all both felt about that when we found out that we got Kemba Walker. I'm going to tell you how I felt about it real quick. I was like, wow, that was a great move. We signed him. I think Kemba's going to do phenomenal because we finally have a true point guard here. Not knowing or thinking about the other part of him, his knee surgery, because you're looking at D Rose. D Rose had 2 knee surgeries of that nature, but he played well. I thought Kemba was going to work out good, and for a while it was working out good, but it's just too inconsistent. But dysfunction, I wouldn't say dysfunction. I just think the pieces with him right now on this team, it doesn't work. Like Devon, you said it first. When we start him, we lose. Every game we play him, we lose the game. So that's not working anymore. And I see that now, but I wouldn't say Kemba was because we were too inconsistent in the beginning of the year, besides the 5-1 start. We still not to where we at, but I wouldn't say Kemba was the dysfunction. I don't agree with that.
Yeah. Hey, Queen's Court, you know what? With all that smoke they was giving you, now you can give it right back to them, sister. You know, and all that smoke they was giving you, you can give it right back to them now because they done reared his ugly head. For me, I was happy because of how much we got him for, I think where I'm gonna have to eat crow at is this here. I thought because in 43 games last year for Boston, he averaged 19 a game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, whoa, that was only like 6 or 7 months ago. So or when the season was over. So I'm like, wow, man, Kemba Walker averaged 19 a game on 43 games. He still got that in him. So that's why I didn't have a problem with the signing. But I also didn't take into consideration. I didn't know his knees was like that. I knew they was, they said he had bad knees. And I didn't follow the Charlotte Hornets like that. I didn't follow the Boston Celtics like that. I'm a knicker. You know what I mean? I try to go around the NBA when I can, but I don't follow them teams. So I thought that maybe, okay, you know what? His knees might not be bad as they are. And but I didn't see this coming. I didn't see the defense side of the ball. I knew he wasn't a great defender, but man, so I had to, at the beginning of the year, KJ, to answer your question, I was optimistic about it. I didn't have a problem with it. But you could put Sweet Baby Ray's on my crow. I'm good. I take it, bro. I thought he was gonna give us more than he gave us. I thought he wasn't gonna be a detriment to our. I knew it was gonna be a kind of a problem on the defense end. But I thought I'd live with that because I thought we'd play better defense. But I think with him and Evan Fournier together, I didn't see that coming. So I thought the signing was all right. I didn't have a problem with it. But if you ask me would I do it right now, I would have never did it. I had to be real with you. You know what I mean? And that's what I am. I'm a real dude out there.
Some good barbecue sauce, Sweet Baby Ray's. Good barbecue sauce.
It is. It sure is. I'm right there with both. I'm right there, man. I think with the implement of Kemba, probably it probably disrupted the team. I think the first starting games with Randall not having Elfrid and Burks, his main. Elfrid and Bullock. I think he had trying to gel with something that he didn't want in the first place. I thought Kemba was gonna come in here smoking just like that. You might as well give me past that Sweet Babies over here too, man, because I sure thought Kemba was gonna come in here and score 16 to 19 points. I thought he was gonna be a little electrifying. I thought some games he would be the guy that we go to hit that big 3-pointer to close out games and stuff like that. And to no avail, man. We've just seen Kemba just go down, man. After the first 5 or 6 games or something like that, then the inconsistency that he had playing the ball, sitting on the bench, then the knees start going. He comes back for a week and blows it up. Everybody, I was interjected. I was like, maybe this might be the change, and to no avail. He's right back where he's at now. I don't think he's scored 10 points since he played the last 4 or 5 games, and I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated.
Yeah. And let me ask you a question, man. So moving ahead with the youth movement, do you think it's fair to say it's about time to start giving them guys a little bit more leeway, even though we're not out of it yet? But do you think it's time to give them a little bit more leeway and maybe they can spark to help us stay in this thing? Because at the rate right now, KJ, I don't think the starting youth, the veterans, are going to be able to take us there. And like I said, I can't judge too much until Derrick Rose get back. That time Derrick Rose get back, we might be too late. But do you think it's time to get a fusion of that young talent, giving them more minutes and giving them more opportunities, and still think that we can be able to compete to stay in this thing, or you think it's a little bit too late?
No, it's never too late. And look around the league. You said it earlier. Look at a team like Charlotte. Look at a team like Cavaliers. They got a young movement, and the young movement is winning. They're winning. So you don't have to implement them all at the same time, but you implement them slowly, like he did with Grimes. And I see Grimes getting more minutes. But you know what? You have a guy that's probably the best defender on the team that you got laying on the bench in Deuce McBride. Again, I'm going to keep saying it again. We got a man that can play baseline to baseline, and you're not utilizing that talent on that bench out there. The guy's hungry. You got a guy in Jericho Sims, to me, that plays bigger than what he looks like on the floor out there. Well, he looks bigger than what he is on the floor out there. implement some of that young youth. Don't let Taj in. Taj helps us out, but you know what? Save Taj. Help Noel. Help Mitch out. Bring that young man in there and let them play a little bit. You know, you got a guy in Karen Reddish you just brought over here. That's RJ Barrett's best friend. You know, you got a guy that can build for the future. You got to implement these guys somehow because, you know, Evan Fournier, Alec Burt, you know, you got them guys there, but, you know, them guys is tired. Implement some of these other guys in, and I'm going to guarantee we'll win a little bit more games than what we've been winning. I'm guaranteed that because these guys are just tired. It looks like we're burned out right now. The team is just burned out again, like last year. There's no momentum, so you got to put some fresh air into it and let them young guys go to work.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's to me is one of the major problems right now is that them guys don't have the energy like the young guys do. And it really is about energy, man. You know, energy. You know, you got to have energy to do a lot of things. You know, no matter whatever you're doing in life, you got to have energy. If you're lifting weights, you need energy. If you're working on your job, you got to have energy. If not, you're gonna feel like you're gonna be feeling how they would say it, like you slacking or slagging. You know, you're gonna be moving slow. You're gonna be reacting slow. That's and I not just think they gotta apply that. Like, you know what? If them guys moving slow with no energy, then you know what, you bring in them guys who got energy. But don't wait to the last minute to do it. You know, don't throw them in there because you know you feel like you done got down 13 points. That's my problem. You know, Tibbs, you know what it is? He playing the young guys, he not playing them at the right time. And he not playing them quick enough. If them cats is coming out like tonight, hypothetically. If the Knicks tonight come out and they get down 7 points, I would snatch them dudes out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Snatch them out real quick. Not all of them. I'm saying start making your substitution adjustments a little early. Stop Howard. If they get down 7 to 8, and you see the energy not there, you have to make that adjustment early. Okay, let me see. Is it Kemba Walker? Okay, take Kemba Walker out, bring Armando quickly in right quick. If it's Fournier not popping, take him out real quick and bring Deuce McBride in. And Grimes in. Grimes is in that position. He's playing the backup too. And and even if it's RJ that had it going, I think you just got to bring Cam Reddish in. You know, just if Randall ain't got it going early, don't let Randall sit there and play. Bring Obi Toppin in early. Bring the energy that before you let that game get out of hand. Don't wait till you get down 10-13 and then start trying to justify bringing these dudes in. Because number one, it's not fair to the young guy to put the pressure on them. You don't want your bench to have to come in when they down. You want your bench to come in either when you up or you right there. You know what I mean? To give your starters enough rest to come back in to get it popping. But it seems like the way Tibbs does it sometimes to me, he wait till they get down and then bringing the guys in to try to get them up. When I think you shouldn't do it that way. You either would let them come in when they almost tied or they up by 4 or 5, and then what the second unit does, they can extend it or keep it there. And then when your starters come back in, either right there where they were at before they went out, or they back in there with a lead. And I just think that you can't let your starters stay in there and then wait till they get down. I don't think that's the way you coach basketball. So that's one thing I could say. And I'm a Tibbs fan, but that's not the way you do it. You know, I don't think you need to do that.
Yeah, I hope tonight, and I don't want to sound with malice or nothing like that, but tonight I hope in the first 3 minutes that Evan is not shooting well, and so by 4 or 5 minutes into the game that we can implement Reddish in there with RJ in the starting unit. I mean, implement Reddish into the starting unit with RJ to see what happens. Um, we the main thing that I think this year is for the end of this year is that Tibbs needs to get a solid 10-man rotation for the end of the year that maybe can push the pace a little bit and do some different things than what we're doing now. I don't see me personally, I don't see a gigantic big trade happening right now. Um, you know, I think we can make a couple of tweaks to the lineup right now, make some minor moves to get a couple of players going so we can see Grimes and we can see Reddish play for the rest of the year, at least in the second unit with consistent minutes. So I, this when the last time we seen Sims on the court? You know, I mean, other than the garbage time that we seen him the last time. Before that, we ain't seen Sims in like 11, 12, 13 games, man. We barely see Deuce McBride in the lineup, one of the premier defensive stoppers it could be, and we rarely see him but in garbage time. It's a whole lot of things that need to be shooken up, man. And in the next couple of games, we'll see what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do just two minor moves and run a 10-man rotation for the rest of the year.
Okay. Yeah. That lead right into the next segment. The trade deadline is coming. It's coming, approaching pretty fast. We already pretty much got an idea, KJ, what the Knicks want to do. They're talking about Kemba Walker. At least Brian Windhurst, according to Brian Windhurst, he's saying that the Knicks can make Kemba Walker, Fournier, and Alex Burks available. And you had a little chat about Julius Randle. I don't know how real that is, but like Frank Monto said, let me put this on record that is out there. That's interesting. Frank, I'm glad you put that out there. The Kings have ended their talks with the Sixers for Ben Simmons. They will look elsewhere for a power forward. So Sabonis, Collins, Julius Randle. What's your thoughts on that? And would you move on from Julius Randle and send him to the Kings if that was available? Would you do that?
So here's the thing about Julius. We gotta look at it on both ways. As the other team look at it. Like look at the way he's playing now. Is he gonna bring that same stuff he's doing here to our culture over there? Right? I do like the Kings, what they got in Fox, the money matches. But the question is, would I do it? Yes, I would do it. Okay. I would answer that. That's a yes, because something has to change. So yeah, but do I think it's going to happen? No, I just think it's the money with Julius Randle and the way he's handling his attitude in New York City right now. You got to figure it's almost like a Ben Simmons. It's a gamble. What if Ben Simmons does the same thing from Philly? He comes to New York, which even rougher fans, is he going to have that same mentality? So it's a lot to capture here. But to answer the question, guys, absolutely, I would do it right now. We got to sell high.
I'm looking at it that way. I don't have a problem with that. Like I said, guys, I think sometimes the things just can't be fixed. Some things, and I think it seems like, and I could be wrong, guys, but it seems like Julius Randle is tapping out. Maybe it could be because of Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier just don't fit this team. I was like, well, maybe if you move Kemba Walker to Evan Fournier first, and then see how Julius Randle get back into it. You know what I mean? Okay, let's say we find a way to move Evan Fournier and we find a way to move Kemba Walker. And then we see if Julius Randle game change. But obviously you won't be able to do that before the trading deadline, but for the year. Let's say you keep Julius Randle this year, hypothetically. But you do move Kevin Walker and Evan Fournier. But if you don't think that's the case, but will I do that trade? I absolutely would. I think Julius Randle pretty much is a wrap. I think sometimes the writing's on the wall, Sharp Howard. You can see it in the body language. Sometimes you just see it in the body language. You just seem like the guy, he seems like he's tapping out. He played because he got to play, first of all. You know what I mean? He got to go out there and play because they paying him money. But it ain't like he can't go down the floor and he can play. He got to play. Knicks paying you $19 million with him. You got to go out there and play. Now, whether he want to play, that's a different story. But he got to play. So, but to answer that question, I think I would. I would. And you know why? Because he might go there and play better. He might just be tired of New York. The pressure might not be on KJ and Shop Howard. He might get out to Sacramento and it's calmer. It might be a little bit more calmer for him. Maybe after the situation that happened a couple of weeks ago, the pressure is on him now. And maybe now, here's another thing people real quick, I'm going to pass it to Shop. I'm going to tell you why I know why pressure gets to Julius Randle. Remember when Julius Randle first got here and he was missing them free throws at the end of the game? Remember when he first got here? And in pressure situations, I think Julius Randle can't perform because he can't even perform on pressure situation at the free throw line. Then in the playoffs, he didn't perform with that pressure. Now the pressure on him with that contract, and the pressure's getting to him. So I just think overall it might be he's not a pressure guy. And that's why I don't have a problem moving on from him, because I don't think he's a pressure guy, and I don't think he can handle the pressure. I never forget that, man, Shop Howard, when I was like, man, he missed free throws when the pressure's on. The pressure's on. Julius Randle shrink a lot. I ain't trying to throw shade at him, but I'm just calling what I see. A lot of games that he was at that free throw line not too long ago recently. It was a game we could have won. All he needed to do was make that one free throw and boom. You know what I mean? So I think it could be, that's the reason why I think if the pressure gets started to mount on Julius Randle, then it's nothing wrong with going somewhere else. It's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just got to own up to what it is. Say, you know what? I can't be here. It's not working like I thought it was going to work. And I just think the pressure of that contract, the pressure of being the number one, bringing in Kemba Walker and Fournier, all that, I think all that's contributed to why he's going through what he's going through, but still he's not handling the pressure.
Yeah, I think Randall stays here for the end of the season. I don't think he gets moved this year. I also don't think Fournier is probably going to get moved this year, even though there's a lot of chatter out there about Fournier, a little buzz out there about for Randall. I don't think those two guys. I think those two guys make it through the year, but I do think that Kemba and Burks might be our two guys that will probably be moved. I think for Kemba, we get a couple of trades. For Burks, we get a couple of trades. We pick up about $18 million, $19 million for the offseason, and then we go from there. And the one reason why I think that happens is because we have two other guys that's only on 1-year contracts, and that's D Rose and Taj. Was it Taj? I think
D Rose have a 3-year contract.
Yeah, he got it. Isn't it 2 years plus? Then
Okay.
all of them sound like that 2 years. That third year's optional.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So he'll have 2 years, but he'll have 1 year that's an optional payment, and we could probably put him together with something in the off season. If they're looking to move Randall to Sacramento, it might be a better start for him to start a full season than to go over there with 30 games left in the season, 30-something games left in the season. I don't think I wouldn't mind getting Fox, but I think there's some big fish coming out there that we could do a little better with in the off season, especially if we build up some cap and some trade pieces to offer somebody.
You know what I would say? I'm gonna throw this out there. By February 3rd, depending on where the Knicks at, can make a difference of what we do with this whole team. Like, today the 28th, so you're talking about another week. If this team going south, I think you're going to see some wheeling and dealing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I think if this team in the next 5 days or the next 5 games, whatever, if the Knicks are going the wrong way, I think they do some blowing up.
Yeah.
I think they blow it up.
AD, and also it's already to me they're already going down that route.
Yeah.
And so my thing is right now with the emergence of RJ Barrett, hey, it's time to throw the keys at that young man right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because just about 15 games ago we were saying, will we pay RJ Barrett the money for next year? And 15 games ago it was like, I don't know. But right now, here RJ, take everything you want. What player do you want? Hey, look, RJ, we just brought your boy here. It's time to build around this young man, because the thing is now is I think they're really trying to see, can RJ and Julius play together out there at the same time? And guess what? When they score over 20-something more, it looks great. It works. But can they do that together on a consistent basis for the contract for the next 3-4 years when Julius' contract with somebody else coming in? It works sometime, but it's not consistent yet. So my thing is, if we can get more pieces for Julius Randle, why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that, because what's interesting to me, like I said, the reason why I said where they might hold on to him, they might could use him in a trade tip. If Donovan Mitchell don't get exited Jetson in the first round in Utah,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
Coming.
He might want to be up out of there. If I can say this right here, if the Utah Jazz don't get to the NBA Finals, I think Donovan Mitchell out of there. I think he out of there. I think one way or the other he's gonna force his way up out of there. So they might say, you know what, hold on, Julius Randle for the rest of the year, and if and sometimes you gotta strategize. Sometimes, so you know what,
I'm thinking.
Yeah, they might say hold on to Julius Randle, and if my man, if the Utah Jazz don't get it popping, you know, you're going to need a contract like Randle to send to Utah, along with some picks and things of that nature. And you know, so then, you know, things like that. So that's what's interesting about that. You know, things, scenarios like that. I heard like the Devontae Murray, people calling San Antonio Spurs about him. That's another guy you got to keep an eye on. What are they going to do with him? But I do think that there's some guys out there that we can snatch up. Yeah, you're right, Johnny Davis. You're 100% right about that. It is a good chance to snatch some players. And I agree with you 100%. And yeah, you're right, Sin Nick. It don't because that population is more like Amish type. They Amish type. They really are. Utah's a tough place to play. I hate to say that, guys, but depending on who you are, because they that's not that out there. Utah is not like that. Karl Malone with the long range, standing ranger out there. You know what I mean? I think not only that, I think he want to be in a bigger market. I think Don want to be in a bigger market where he can get a little bit more the followers, the exposure, and things of that nature. And I think that's a lot to do with that. And so that's a guy that I think you're gonna have to keep an eye on down the road. But as immediately, I mean, it's a lot of guys out there. I think it's gonna be some willing and dealing in the NBA. I think you're gonna get a lot of moving and shaking in this deadline right here. This might be one of the. Normally every year we sit there and think, wow, this is gonna be crazy. That nothing don't happen like that, like we expect it to. But I think this year, because of the way this thing is shaping up, teams that thought they were gonna be there, they not there. They want to get there, like the Lakers. I think they're gonna wheel and deal because they probably they're going for a championship. They might feel that they need to put a little bit more on their roster, so you might see them do some wheeling and dealing. You're gonna see teams like the Indiana Pacers. They go in the opposite direction. They trying to get rid of contracts. I think they're gonna do some wheeling and dealing. So I'm gonna tell you, team, don't be surprised. Even the Brooklyn Nets might be like, you know what? The way Kyrie going and KD might be a little sore here and there. We don't know when he come back. They might look to make a move. So I think this is going to be one of the busiest trading deadlines I think we had in the last couple of years. I mean, personally, because I think a lot of teams trying to get somewhere, KJ, and I think they're trying to win, or a team that thought they were going to win, like us. Now they got contracts that they wish they never bought on. Now they're trying to get rid of them. So I think there's going to be some moving and shaking going on at the deadline. I think there's going to be some wheeling and dealing, man. This probably one of the busiest ones to me.
I know we talk about Knicks, but Brooklyn, they did sign Thon Maker. They got him. Mm-hmm. But every time I hear the word Donovan Mitchell, man, I look back at that drive. We could have had this guy.
Oh yeah, no question.
And I hate to harp on who we could have had, but just imagine we will finally have the young point guard that we forever needed, and this Knicks team will look totally different with him. But that's here nor there. I just every time I hear his name, I'm like, man, we had him. But guess who we took? We took Frank Ntilikina. It is what it is. But at this point, fellas, it's more of, the years of the past are changed for the Knicks. We could look at we gotta look at the positive now. The positive part is we have a nice infrastructure of young core players on this team. That's gonna be here for a while. That's the positive part. The negative part is we're losing right now. We're trying to get that in. But are we as bad as we were? No, we're not. It's just that the pieces are not fitting to the puzzle. So what are the Knicks going to do? The Knicks will be making a trade, guys. I'm not sure for Julius Randle, but to get rid of that Evan Fournier contract, they know they messed up on that one. Alec Burke, maybe Noel, and, maybe it could be two other players out there that we're missing that can help Julius out. He really get it in, So is that a factor too? We still have great infrastructure, so something's going to change. Mm-hmm. It could be two more players out there, guys, that we need, or one other player that's really the missing piece, like D Rose was last year. Right. Who is that, and what is that? I don't know what's going to look like, but the way these guys are willing dealers, like Leon Rose and World Wide West and Brock Aller, these guys want to save some money. They're going to shed that one of them contracts it's probably going to be Evan Fournier before Julius Randle.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why I said maybe it might be. Let's see if we could move Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier, and then we'll deal with the Randle situation when it comes. Because that, to me, that might be the problem. It might be the problem. It might be just that Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker just did not come in here and do what we thought they were going to do, and it messed up. Because like I said, you look at the team last year. Alpha Payton didn't take none of Randle and RJ shots. Reggie Bullock didn't take away none of their shots. I mean, they didn't need the ball in their hand to
score.
Right. They gained their predicate on that. But now that you bring in two guys who need the ball in their hand, it kind of, to me, threw up the chemistry. I knew Julius Randle numbers were going to go down because you bought them guys then. You know, I knew that at the beginning of the year. Because you bought them guys then, his numbers are going to go down because they're not going to rely on him to be the major scorer because these guys can get it popping too. But being that these guys didn't get it popping, it caused a domino effect to me. And I'm glad to see that that RJ Barrett took it upon himself not let it affect him as of right now. You know what I mean? At the beginning of the year, it kind of did, but he got in his groove and he kept it popping. I think that had a lot to do with it. And I think CT might have said that early in the stream. I really believe that's 100%. I think the Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier thing just threw a monkey wrench in it.
Yeah.
You guys got to remember, Evan Fournier was stinking up this joint big time. You know what I mean? He got a little streak here, but that goes back to what KJ was saying. 1 minute you're not good, 1 minute you're good, 1 minute you're not good. The inconsistency. You know, I was ready to run Evan Fournier out the building about 2 weeks ago, but he kind of got it going. But guess what? Now he regressed again. So that's KJ's point. 1 minute he up, and that's what our fan base is going through. 1 minute we got peaks, 1 minute we got valleys, and I just think that it's just a little bit too much. So we do got to feel the deadline. Do the Knicks just do the and the Alex Burks thing? I'm disappointed in his last couple of games, but then again, we know he can get down. 1 minute we call him MJ Burks, then 1 minute he's stinking up the joint. So it's just the inconsistency, like KJ said. But I do think that you moved him. I think Quentin Grimes made him expandable. I'll tell you that right now. And I keep saying it. We don't need Alex Burks because of Quentin Grimes. No question about it. Move on from him, get some picks or get a player, and send him to a contender. Send him and Kemba Walker. If you can move them two guys, then that means Grimes and Cam Reddish guaranteed to play in the rotation. Move them two guys at least. You know what I mean? If you move at least Kemba Walker and Alex Burks, and that way you know Cam Reddish is the backup three or the back whatever, and you know Quentin Grimes will be the backup two. I think that's where you start at, and then we'll take it from there. For me, KJ, Sean, I think that's just the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
No, you good, Sean. You up?
All right.
You good?
Yeah, because one of the big things I think will happen once D Rose come back is having the second unit with D Rose, Grimes, Reddish, Obi, and I want to say Noel, but we haven't really seen Noel much this year. But let's say Taj or something like that. But with that unit right there, our second unit would still be a potent second unit. And you know, my big thing is just to put IQ into the starting lineup. If we, like you said, like I was saying about Kemba and Burks, remove those two guys. You implement IQ into the starter unit with RJ, Fournier, Randle, and Mitch. And we just run with it to the end of the year, till the wheels fall off, and see what happens. Make no major trades and pick up some major picks and sit down and formulate some plans on moving, like, you know, the whole roster before next season.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, D and Shaw, we saying tonight on Knicks Real Talk. This is exactly what's going to happen, guys. All the Knicks is going to do is cut these contracts in half, accumulate draft picks for more assets, use Grimes, play Cam Reddish, play Deuce McBride. We got people already here. So why not? You know what? Get rid of these contracts, acquire assets.
Right.
What's going to happen next year? Then when you're ready to go ahead and preseason, not preseason, and you know, off season. I'm sorry, the off season. We can make moves. We can make trades because we get assets now. We already got 17 picks the next 3-4 years. We got first round, we got second round picks. Add up all the assets like OKC has. They got a whole lot of assets. But guess what we got? We have assets and we have more people on that bench that's not playing. Cut contracts, get assets, and then we go ahead and get that big fish like a Donovan Mitchell in the offseason because we got a lot of assets without giving up something big. So I think that maybe have to be moved. By just talking to you guys right now, it made me realize, like, you know what? Maybe we won't get Julius Randle. Acquire assets, get these guys out of here, let these other guys play, and move on.
Right.
I
mean, that's one. I mean, I think that's one of the better things to do for the year. If we get those two guys, just those two guys off the books, Kemba Walker, and I hate to say it, Burks, man. I really like Burks, man. But just to get those two guys off the books, we're looking at like $18-19 million. Just those two guys off the books. And we could run a 10-man rotation, 9-10-man rotation, depending if Noel is playing or not. If Noel's playing, that's the 10-man. If he's not playing, then we could run this 9-man rotation for the end of the year. The biggest thing that we all talk about is the young guys in that second unit. And with D Rose back into that second unit, running with Grimes and Reddish, man, who knows? Who knows? We might can. The one thing that I hate about this year, man, we haven't had. I don't even think we have we won 3 games in a row. Oh, the beginning of the year, right? All right, have we won 5 games in a row? No, right? So that
won 3
hurt. Yeah, right. I think it was the beginning of the year, but or maybe even in the middle of the year. But we haven't even ran a five games in a row yet, man. And with the inconsistencies that we have, man, I don't know if we can make those 2 little moves. I think we could get some camaraderie. I think we could get some gelling together. And we see once we put Grimes into the playing now, he's playing ball, man. Obi, the last couple of games, he's been looking better, because he's getting more minutes. So let's see what happens, man. I think if I'm thinking like the Knicks, I think they're gonna sell low, try to get at least 2 cards. Maybe they can find a suitor for Fournier, but Fournier contract is kind of heavy this year. And I mean, he got 3 years plus an extra option. You know what I mean? I don't know if a team's going to take that right now, especially the teams that are trying to acquire somebody. They're trying to get a strong filling gap. No one's trying to make no real major moves right now. Fournier, $19 million to a team like let's say Indiana. That's not going to work for Indiana. Indiana's trying to blow it up. They're not really trying to take in a $19 million contract this year. But in the offseason, I think we can put him and some other pieces together to make something, get something going. But for now, I think small moves, long goal.
Yeah, fact. Yeah, I do. I just want to send Nick. You made a great point. Cause y'all know I've been on a Robert Covington thing for a minute. We do that is our Achilles heel, the defense, and I'm glad Send Nick brought that up because that's what the problem is, defense. We got people who can put the ball in the hole. Who could stop people. I mean, that's the problem. Miami dropped 110, 112, whatever. That's the problem. To me. It's the defense thing. That's the Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier dilemma. The defense. That's the dilemma. That to me is the dilemma because you as an RJ that all of a sudden overnight to become a supreme defender. Randall's an average defender. Then you bring in 2 below average defenders. That's why I've been talking about Robert Covington for the whole last 2 months.
Yeah,
but then at the same time, Kid, you know what? You got a young man who look like he's hungry, who can play defense. Like you look at Grimes, you got to give McBride a pop. That's why I keep saying play the man. He can play defense a little. Do something. To me, McBride is like Alpha Payton with a better jump shot probably when he get it going. And got so I think we're gonna see some difference. But I just want to bring it up because Nick put that in there. And I believe in that Robert Covington deal. 1 year is expiring. Trade him for Alex Burks. Switch him man for man. Send Alex Burks to Portland. Give us Robert Covington. Portland don't have to worry about it because they can get rid of Alex Burks' contract. They free up some money, but that'll also help with Damian Lillard out for this year to help them right now just to have a score there. I just think these guys need to change the pace. Some of them just don't. And Alex Burks here, much as we like Alex Burks, he's a journeyman. I like Alex Burks, but he is a journeyman. You know what I mean? He is a journeyman. You know, that's Utah, Philly, Golden State, us, and I'm not sure if there's anybody in between, but he's a journeyman. So I don't have a problem cutting ties with a journeyman. It ain't like he's gonna be here for the rest of his career. So it ain't like the Knicks gonna sign Alex Burks next year to a longer contract when it's up. We know that's not happening. So you must cut your ties with him right now. Ain't no big deal. He's a journeyman. You know, we paid him just because I think the reason why the Knicks brought a lot of guys back, it wasn't that much pop in the free agency for us early in the summer. Because a lot of guys stayed where they were at, and a lot of guys went and got bigger bags. And we just said, you know what, we went 41 and 31. We just bring in 2 guys to add on to what we had. But unfortunately, the 2 guys we brought in was a minus, not a positive. You know what I mean? It was a negative, you know, it was a negative, not a positive, or not a plus. It was a minus. So we had to live with that. But you know what, God, the game will be starting pretty soon. We just got to go in there and try to win tonight. It would feel good we get a win tonight. Noel back, I'm glad to hear he's playing because we need somebody to, you know, he helps backing up Mitch. He really does. We miss Noel when Mitch go to the bench. We don't have no interior shot blockers in there. I'm hoping Tibbs pull a leash early if he have to. And I'm hoping Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier come out with a whole different ball game. Obviously, we know that Kemba Walker gonna have a tough game tonight against Drew Holiday. You could book that one. That's gonna be tough to deal with. I mean, but you know what? If he don't got to go and snatch him, Tibbs, Fournier ain't got to go and snatch. If RJ ain't got to go and pull him early, let him go to the bench for a minute and recoup and re-energize. Sit there and say, okay, let me, and then come back in the game. Maybe they'd be in a different mode. KJ and Shaw. So I think it's about to ready to get popping, man. You know, we going down to the district to try to get it popping. Let's see if the Knicks can get this W, man. I ain't counting my boys out, guys. Yeah, I'm counting the Knicks going there and play hard tonight. But if they don't play hard and they stink it up, then I think the snowball gets bigger. I think the avalanche starting to get bigger. If they go down there tonight and lay an egg, the avalanche just gets bigger. And I think that you know what, they tapped out. That's what I think. If the Knicks go down there and get blown, I don't care if they defend a chance or not. You still go out and play hard every night. If the Knicks don't go out and play hard tonight, guys, and they get and they just tap out, I think they tapped out. But let's hope that is not the case. I hope the Knicks go in there tonight and get it popping. Because we only 3 games under 500. Through all this noise and all this mess, we still there. We still there. You know, we still there. You know what I mean? It ain't like we ain't like we Indiana or the Detroit Pistons. You know what I mean? We still right there. You know, Knicks just need to go get that win tonight, man. Try to go down there, play hard. Second unit, do what you've been doing. First unit, match the second unit's intensity. If y'all both could be in the pluses, I think the Knicks got a chance to beat anybody if the starters and the second unit both in the pluses. But one can't be in the plus and one can't be in the minus. Then I just think that's half a team.
Right.
Yeah, that's half a team. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Let's hope the whole team come to play tonight. We get a popping. Shop Powell, give me your thoughts, man. Then I get around to KJ, and then we get ready to get a popping down in the dead district tonight.
Like once again, man, the one thing that I'm just gonna say tonight, man, we need to run pace. We played well against Milwaukee. Our win-loss ratio to them in the last couple of years is not that bad. I think we could go down there, build that wall that we usually do against Giannis, and grab some rebounds, man. I hope there's not extended minutes like Tibbs has been doing for this season to run the guys all the way 9, 10, 11 minutes and run the second unit that's always bringing us back 4, 5, 6 minutes. Let's get out there. Let's get some wins. I believe that we're going to win tonight, and I just got to feel like we're going to win tonight, man. And I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game, and I think it's going to be like 112 to like 117.
KJ, my brother.
Hey, man, thank you as always. Hey, Nick Nation, Nick Real Talk family, Shah Devon, let's get this W tonight, man. One game at a time. And I must say, if it keeps going this way, not only will we be talking about players going, we'll be talking about the coach going too. I mean, and you guys, tonight's score, New York Knicks, 105-100. I'm out.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, man. Salute to Shah Powell, salute to KJ, salute to the chat. We got to go get it popping, man. And like I said, man, it ain't over till it's over. And you can call me a homer, whatever you want to. You can call me a optimist. I am an optimist, brother. I stay optimistic. That's why I'm able to be where I'm at in life, because I'm optimistic about things. Just when you think the sky is falling, the sun might come out. So I ain't gonna trip. We just gonna go down there and try to get a pop in the night. If we lose, go down fighting. I understand you're going to get the defending champion. If we lose, go down fighting. That's my biggest thing, man. Just go down fighting, bro. Don't lay an egg. Just don't give up. And you gave up on to let these cats do like they did to us the other night. Go down, fight, and do the best you can. Go hard, scrap, fight, get gritty, all that stuff. You know what I mean? I'm going Knicks 103 to 98. That's just the way I'm feeling. I'm not counting these boys out because they got a lot of noise circulating around them. You know, we don't know internally what them guys might be feeling as well. Neither we hear it out here in the media that the sky is falling, but Tiz might feel like, no, I still believe in my boys, and there's nothing wrong with that. Your coach should believe in you. He should believe in his boys. He might feel like, we might be playing bad, but I still think we got enough talent to do it. Let's see if the Knicks can go in there and get a pop in the night. And like I said, I'll be on tomorrow, guys. Y'all catch me on the Knicks follow-up. It'll be a little later on in the day, maybe like noontime. I might jump out early in the morning because we got a late game tonight. But we can get in there and talk about it tomorrow, man. I'll be in around 11-ish, 12-ish, whatever. It look like we're going to be snowed in or frozen or whatever the case may be.
We're going to get a lot of snow up tomorrow.
It's coming.
Yeah, we're going to be locked in for a minute, man.
12 to 18 inches right now, they predict.
So y'all be careful up there, man. Y'all be safe up there. Make sure that y'all got y'all, if the electricity go out down here where I'm at, that shit happens. So I don't think we're gonna get much as we getting down here and see that y'all getting up there. But y'all be safe out there, man. Just make sure y'all guys make sure you got your heat and all your whatever you need to make sure you get through the day with you and the family if it gets that bad. Y'all just be safe. But other than that, man, salute to the chat. Thank y'all for coming in tonight. Nick's about to get it popping in a minute. Nargo, salute to you, D-Ross, my man, Sid, Nick. Everybody, man, let's get it popping. Let's go get it going. Y'all ready to get in there and watch that game? Johnny Davis, thank you. D Cool, my man, always. Real talk, Laker fan for life. Thank you for coming to join it. Jarvis, you already know, the Louisiana man in the building. Frank Montos, Palm Spring, West Palm in the building. Streets above the CT. Thank you for coming in today. We appreciate you as well. And the Queen, we always know you representing, holding us down, man. Thank you so much for coming in and checking us out. Everybody, man, let's go get this W, man. We need this win in the worst way. D Cool, like I said, everybody, big task. Salute to everybody. KJ here with me, Johnny Davis once again, Cash Out James, Sam Holt, everybody, White Falcon, you guys in here, man. Thank y'all so much for coming in tonight. Let's go and try to get this W, man. My man Robert Woodward, salute to you. Knicks Real Talk, Shaw Powers, KJW Events, Knicks in the Dead District tonight. Going in out there to try to get it popping, man. Y'all enjoy that. Get yourself ready. And I'll get y'all and check the notifications out and everything, man. We'll see y'all on the next one, man. Salute to everybody. Let's get it.
Let's get it.